Bondi's a big deal. We got to talk about this because Donald Trump is turning the heat up on her. You know, we've been sitting around, we're waiting. She talks a good game, right? Don't get me wrong. She looks good, great on camera, okay? But what did I say a while back? You know, remember Dan Bongino was like, I'm sick of this, man. She's not moving on anything. And it's either me or her. Well, that may actually be coming to a head. And of course, our friend Charlie Kirk, my poor friend Charlie Kirk. I mean, I knew him for many years. I was one of the first to put him on TV back at Fox. He was a regular on my show there. We were all devastated. He was laid to rest this weekend. And wow, did he know how to pick him, right? His wife, Erica Kirk, amazing. She is going to be an inspiration, truly, for women everywhere, for men as well. But I want you to hear her powerful moment of forgiveness before we get into the entire show. Here we go, guys.
That young man on the cross, our Savior said, Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do. That man, that young man, I forgive him.
You may have seen this, but it's worth seeing again. She forgave him. What a trooper. By the way, Donald Trump saying, you know what? I don't forgive my enemies. I mean, Erica, she's amazing, right? And so is Charlie, but I'm digging in. And part of digging in, ladies and gentlemen, at this moment in time means not allowing for Pam Bondi to get off the hook. Not allowing Pam Bondi to take any time. Pam Bondi's got to get cracking here because he's like, where's the action on Letitia? Where's the action on Adam's Shift, the Shifty Shift show? I mean, we're still waiting, right? And it's getting kind of annoying. I mean, I'm with him. We're with him, right? We're like, well, what's going on? Why has nothing happened? I mean, there are things that should be happening. And he's like, we can't delay this thing any longer. Pam, you know, move it. I've said before, you know, I no ill will to Pam. And I've been on TV with her over the years and she's perfectly fine. But there's a difference between being on TV and actually running a legal operation, okay? And what you kind of need is somebody who's a really good executive. And then you need like a zillion Stephen Millers, I've always said, underneath you, running around doing this, that, and the other. And, you know, yeah, okay, so she's a spokesperson, but you got to be much, much more than a spokesperson. So is she up for the job? I think the verdict's still out. And by the way, don't take my word for it. Look at what Donald Trump said. Look at what he said last night. Here we go. It's like he released a private text he had sent to her, and I want to share it with you. Pam, I have reviewed over 30 statements and posts saying that essentially same old story as last time. All talk, no action. Nothing is being done. What about Comey, Adam Shifty Schiff, Letitia? Okay, well, what are they all doing? They're guilty as hell, he writes, but nothing is going to be done. Then we almost put in a Democrat-supported U.S. attorney in Virginia with a really bad Republican past, a woke rhino who was never going to be able to do the job. That's why two of the worst Democrat senators pushed him so hard. He even lied to the media and said he quit. And then we had no case. No, I fired him. He's talking about Eric, right? Who didn't want to go forward with the prosecution, I guess, against Letitia James or Adam Schiff. And so he's like, no, I fired him. And there is a great case and many layers, and legal pundits say so. Lindsey is a really good lawyer, and she likes you a lot. We can't delay any longer. It's killing our reputation and credibility. They impeached me twice and indicted me 5 times over nothing. Justice must be served now in all capital letters, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, just in case you didn't get it the first time, President DJT. So he's laying down the law. He's like, okay, Pam, we're not going to sit around anymore. You got to actually get going. And I think that this has been the frustration, right, amongst all of us, because we're like, come on. We hear that she's doing this. We hear she's doing that. Okay, great. Look at the coordination that they were able to achieve, the Democrats, right on the other side. Look at how they went after him. They indicted him multiple times. And then they not just indicted him, forgive me, they impeached him multiple times. And then they indicted him 5 times. So he's saying they get their act together. You don't, okay? Justice must be served. It must be served now. And so that's what he's asking for. He also went on to talk about how Lindsey was just going to be fantastic. Let me get to that in just a second, because he really likes the idea of bringing this Lindsey Halligan in. She's one of his former attorneys. Again, a pretty public scolding for Pam Bondi. I'm a little surprised by it. He did dial it back just a little bit. I think, it was kind of like, we're going to get this out there. The base, I understand you. I'm with you. Pam's got to get moving, and she can't get moving soon enough. But then he backtracked a little bit, and he still continued to praise her. So I want to at least mention that as well. Here he is saying, just moments after saying, Pam, come on, what's taking you so long? Pam Bondi is doing a great job as Attorney General of the United States. She is very careful, very smart, loves our country, but needs a tough prosecutor in the Eastern District of Virginia, like my recommendation, Lindsey Halligan, to get things moving. What we don't need is a Democrat-endorsed Republican. I will be nominating Lindsey Halligan to be the United States Attorney in this very important part of our great country. She will be fair, she will be smart, and will provide desperately needed justice for all. So do you guys know who Lindsey Halligan is? Okay, this is the U.S. prosecutor now. She's going to be the top U.S. prosecutor for the office. She's going to be probing Letitia James. She's one of Donald Trump's former attorneys, and he was very thankful for all the work that she did defending him after the Mar-a-Lago raid. In fact, he wrote about this saying she did a great job because there was that unconstitutional and un-American raid in my home, Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida. As a partner at the biggest law firm in Florida, Lindsey proved herself to be a tremendous trial lawyer and later represented me and won in the disgraceful Democrats' documents hoax, as well as many other major high-profile cases. She is extremely intelligent, fearless, and working with Attorney General Pam Bondi, as well as Attorney General Todd Blanche. She has the strength and determination to be absolutely outstanding in this new and very important role. Congratulations, Lindsey. You will do great things for justice, Virginia, and the country. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So really big deal here. He's basically laying down the law. This is the article in Politico saying we cannot delay any longer. And he's not wrong, all right? Like, time is of the essence. And by the way, he's the kind of person who wants everything done yesterday or like 2 weeks ago. So it's hard for him, I think, to sit there and be like, okay, great. Okay, we got all these mortgage allegations from the likes of our federal housing, director, and Bill Pulte, and he turned all this stuff over to you, and like, what are we doing? And if you're not going to move on this, then maybe we need somebody who can. Now, the guy who was in there, Eric, he's describing as a rhino. He's saying he resigned. Donald Trump's like, no, I fired him because this guy definitely wasn't going to get the job done, and he wants somebody who can. So he's still, giving some room there for Pam. He's not firing Pam, but he's making it clear that Lindsey is pretty darn great in his estimation, and that Lindsey is going to be able to get stuff done, whereas maybe this other guy could not. So it's a big sort of shift and change. I think it's probably bad news for Letitia James, because Letitia, they're closing in on you. It's bad news for one Adam Schiff. They're closing in on you, Mr. Schiff. He's freaking out. Well, I'm sorry, but like, who has multiple mortgages, allegedly, all in primary residences? I mean, how can you have a primary residence in Virginia, Maryland, when you are the congressperson from the state of California? Adam Schiff. I mean, I realize you get a lower mortgage rate for that, but that's actually not tolerated, and that's not acceptable. And if anything, members of Congress, should really be dotting their I's and crossing the T's. And you've got Letitia James trying to say, this is just a silly mistake. It was my power of attorney. Again, she's an attorney. Like, I'm just saying, she's the attorney general of the state of New York, all the more reason, right, for her to be extra super careful and to make sure she's not making silly errors that would presume to allow for her to have a better mortgage rate. She was recently on, that fired woman from MSNBC that we don't really even like to talk about. Comcast is like, thank God we got rid of her. Now we just need to go for Rachel. Anyway, Joy Reid has a little podcast, and so she brings all her favorite friends on, one of which is Letitia James, and Letitia's like, no, he's just going after me because he's vindictive. Listen.
Donald Trump said that he said that he called me all kind of names, and he basically directed the Department of Justice to investigate my affairs. And they're using mortgage fraud as the vehicle upon which they're investigating myself, Adam Schiff, Miss Cook, Lisa Cook, and countless others. And it is, most of it, as you know, is frivolous. It's baseless, because in order to prove mortgage fraud, one has to prove intent. And that's a very high standard, a very high bar to meet.
Is it really? I mean, look at what you did, Letitia. Look at how you were like a rabid dog going after him. Too male, too pale, too stale. You made it your motive, your mission every day to do nothing but go after Donald Trump. You were proud of having filed some 100 lawsuits. I mean, you continue to file lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit because you want to take down Donald Trump. I mean, instead of actually doing something for the people. And by the way, look at what happened with the Court of Appeals. They threw your thing out there. Like, what the heck are you doing? I mean, you can't have this judge should be disbarred, by the way. The judge that came up with the nearly $500 million fine, he should just be bye, and never work again. She also ought to lose her law license over this, because these people are just political rabid animals instead of actually looking out for the people of New York. What she did was really and truly unthinkable. And so now that thing, she's appealing, again, tying up courts, tying up taxpayer dollars with nonsense after the appellate court said, yeah, no, this $500 million fine thing, that's not going to fly. That's just not going to fly. So you got a lot of sort of elements going on right now, but I think bottom line here is Donald Trump wants to make sure that, we move forward here. We got midterms coming up. You know how angry you are. I am. Like, we've all been saying the same thing. What's going on? Come on, Pam. We like you, but we're only going to give you so much rope. So get moving. Would you? And he's encouraging her. And, he's got Lindsey. She's an attractive woman. Is she not? Lindsey, waiting in the wings, ready to go right after Letitia. She's going to do her job as he grows increasingly impatient with one Pam Bondi. We'll see how this all shakes out. But I want to keep you up to speed on that because it's a pretty important story.